After the usual heartache of England failing at penalties and football not coming home, full focus is back on matters domestic, where Maidstone United go away to Dorking, where goals are guaranteed, as is club music, of course. 102 league goals conceded between these two defences in one half season, so it's either going to be 6-6 or 0-0. You'll hear every goal with us between now and full time. Where do we start? It's National Violin Day today. Here to string a few words of analysis together, to fiddle with the dials and hoping that Maidstone can pluck 3 points up tonight. I've got Joseph Parkhouse with me. Joe, you were on the air for us on Saturday. What needs to change from then to see Maidstone pick up a positive result tonight?
Well, ideally the weather for a start. I think that would benefit everybody. It's again a little bit chillier.
Very similar position to what we had against Altrincham about 5-6 minutes in there on the first day of the season. Obviously this is the first game of the second half of the season, and Booty's arm is up. He swings the ball in and it's at the near post, and Barham there just a bit early on that one. Took it with his left foot just wide of the near post there, Joe, but best chance of the game there, Mr. Barham. So the free kick is launched, and there's a couple of Maidstone players not blocking there, and a shot is blocked and it's in, and there's 6 minutes gone and the ball has been tucked in, and Dorking have a lead. Maidstone couldn't defend. Two Dorking players got ahead of their men on the right hand side of the box. Left hand side is Dorking attack it, and Dorking have a lead. It looked like it was one of the defenders, Harris and McManus, getting the ball headed back across, palmed out by Barden. Greenwich looks like he plays the ball off of McManus last, but instead it is Wheeler who comes forward and plays a brilliant switch pass over onto the right hand side for Mewett to try and get a cross in, and he gets it in at the near post and Greenwich clears. Maidstone come away with it. Galvin eases past his man running towards him, and now it's 4-on-4 at the back like Roadrunner. Galvin on the edge of the box gets it into Barham, and he heads it just wide of the far post. Really positive marauding run from Galvin there. Barham's header just the wrong side of the far post.
And Maidstone just looking to get something back into this game, but of course we've seen it before. When we do manage to equalise, that doesn't always guarantee anything for this Maidstone side, so we want to get a couple.
They're looking to do that here as it bounces favourably for Corn, and it's just a few inches wide of that far post on this occasion. He saw the headlines there, didn't he? Just bouncing up in front of him. In terms of Maidstone, chances are there. Dorking are playing out from the back as well, which is something that Maidstone could technically at some point try and capitalise on. Maidstone win the ball back to midfield. Lawson rides a couple of challenges and a third one. Barham plays the ball out to Corn. He's got Galvin outside of him. Instead he goes inside. He's got Fowler square if he wants him. He finds Deacon with a lovely flick to Barham, who's onside and equalises for Maidstone United. 22nd minute. Deacon slides in Barham. Beautiful pass. We said the goals are there. We said the potential's there. And it's 1-1. Barham gets his goal against his old club. 1-1. Joe.
The boogeyman strikes for Maidstone this time, and of course it's Jack Barham. Super Jack, if you've seen the boys on their trip to Dublin recently, Super Jack was dressed up in a Superman's costume, and all the more reason to bag a goal today, especially against his ex-club. That instinct to know where the players around him are. He doesn't always dwell on the ball, which is something which is benefiting this Maidstone team and going forward a little bit quicker.
Certainly are going forward quicker today as Booty whips in this free kick, lands at the near post, and nearly an own goal, and then cleared by a Dorking foot, I believe, and it is a corner in the end. It was a very late call from both for an own goal. It was then cleared out by a Dorking defender under the pretences of Barham as the corner is swept in by Booty. Walsh gets a fist to it, headed out by Mewett. Dorking come away with it with McShane. Mewett with the ball up the line to Seeger. Fowler gets there first. Little flick from Deacon there. Bingham Williams 1-2. Deacon chips the ball into the box with Barham to chest, and it's caught on the volley and it's blocked by the defender, and Booty gets a touch and it's deflected wide. It's the score on the door that matters most rather than who gets what from some of these decisions, but they do lead to some other decisions going your way. And Deacon has run through on the right hand side, ball played back to Barham on the edge of the box. He dinks across to the far post and Galvin's there. And it's just tipped wide and it's stayed in though, and Dorking now come over to the halfway line. You will fall over if you stand up as well. McShane plays the ball through the middle. Joe finally decides to sit down.
Yeah, my feet are getting too cold, mate.
Yeah, it's heat loss and losing feeling.
Yeah, that's right.
So McManus gets that throw into the near post, flicked onto the far post. Jerome Bingham-Williams clears away, and a shot comes in and ends up over the short fence at the back line, and the Dorking pressure dwindles out with that shot. With only 2 games going on, them there and us here. And us here watching Booty as all the silly strings been put out for the wall and for the ball, and Booty whips it in, and it's flicked and it stays in the area and it falls and it's in, and it's a goal, and Maidstone lead, and it's Rory Deacon who's left-footed, just steered it in like a putt on the 18th at St Andrews, and he's just steered it in at the near post. Beautiful putt
stuff.
And Deacon has put Maidstone in front. And bring me sunshine in your smile, sir, with the old Walkham and Wise dance. Beautiful stuff. That header flicked up at the near post. No assist for anyone, but Deacon, he just received it and just half volley, putted, stroked into the bottom corner left-footed. Then he is just slowly meandering. And I was in the Manchip facilities stand on Saturday, and he was having a good old shouting match with the referee about the position of a throw-in very early on in the match, and just his presence geeing up a lot of the fans as well as the players on the pitch. But Wheeler has come in field with a shot off the crossbar, and another shot comes in and it's fired over the top and out of nowhere. As it was really the Solihull game, I think, the first home game, where Jerome was back, played 70 minutes. He could slot Galvin back at left back once more, and then, you know, you've got a bit of flexibility in who you play and in what positions. So Booty to the aforementioned Galvin on this near touchline. He gets past his man Philpott once more, ball across, and Walsh has had to finger it over the bar and make sure that he keeps that from dipping in. And he gets the tips on that, just clears that over the bar there. So another defensive issue, but Booty's corner comes in, and it's Greenwich with a header, and it's flicked, and it's just tipped over the bar again. Galvin getting the flick on from Greenwich's header. Greenwich saying he's headed the ball. Here is Bobby Joe Taylor with that first touch to the man out wide. There's people trying to keep their feet warm, stamping around on the stands. Can't say I blame them. Galvin receives a sloppy pass. He's got 2 to the left-hand side. One of them is Barham. He's got Booty inside if he needs him. Barham presses his man. He's going to cut inside and shoot, and it's just wide of the far post. Had a beautiful angle of that from up here, and he could just see Barham had one thing and one thing only in his mind there, Joe. Where would be the fun in that? And stopping Dorking scoring again would mean Maidstone would be a lot closer to Dorking and a bit further away from the drop zone, especially with hardly any other football going on. But if they don't block off Mewett on this right-hand side, then they won't go very well. And a shot there from Ottaway. But it was Bingham-Williams who managed to get the block in initially, and it rolled its way to Ottaway, and he's managed to shank it. Bingham-Williams flee in the ear of many an official and player on the left-hand side, chuntering away. Very amusing, like I said about the weekend against Altrincham. There's Corn switches the play. Nice little 1-2, and Corn gets a shot, and it's just wide of the far post, and he absolutely thumped that, and it was so close to making it 3-1, just the wrong side.
It's very nice to see Daniel Barden just doing the simple things right today on his debut. I think that's probably the most important thing a goalkeeper can do when introduced himself into a new squad. Of course, very newly introduced to the squad itself. Obviously not being able to take part in training due to the weather.
It looked like there might have been an offside there. And Seeger was played in. There was a foul potentially in the build-up. The referee's going to bring it back. It was Mewett who played the ball through, received a challenge. Seeger got past his man, and he was one-on-one with Barden. Barden pulled off a great save. It's been cleared away, and referee Parsons has now noticed that Mewett is on the ground. Don't think there was too much in that challenge. It was certainly a block, 50-50. Although a card has been given to Greenwich, so clearly referee thinks it was a foul. He's played the advantage for Seeger to take that shot. 21 minutes gone in the second half. Corner played short. 1-2, reaches the 6-yard box, and nearly unmarked for a moment there was Gallagher.
Gallagher. He was behind him, Gallagher got the run on him there, and KLF just got in behind to do enough there.
Another short corner, ball all the way across the box, and they can't get a touch on it, Dorking. Mewett tries to get a touch on it, deflects off Greenwich. Mewett gets a cross in, headed away at the near post, and it's a free kick that's been given on the edge of the box, on the side of the box. Greenwich indeed has already been booked. I think he's trying to calm a few of the players. I'm thinking that, Hack's speaking to Joe Ellul, and Ellul is warming up imminently to make sure that Greenwich is subbed off in a moment so he does not get himself a second yellow and a red. So a foul by Greenwich. The play continued. Greenwich has not got in the book for he wants a talking to, does Greenwich, by referee Parsons, and he's done it because, and I think referee, partially not because of the foul, but I think the fact that Greenwich was not coming to take his punishment from referee Parsons, he has decided, because he's been ignored by the official, that Greenwich has now been sent off for a second yellow card. That's really frustrating. And he is off. That is very frustrating.
Greenwich was right next to him. The referee's not taking the option to talk to him there, and retreating back to the 6-yard box. The referee is then
played back line to Gallagher. He's a pass to Bobby Joe Taylor. He gets a cross in at the near post. Lyons Foster heads it up, and Barden gets a touch and he loses it, and Seeger could have put it in, and it's cleared away, and Barden with a shaky moment there. We had a couple of 5-on-2 situations against Altrincham on Saturday afternoon that didn't go well in Maidstone's favour, but instead Corn's been gifted the space in that corner there, turns inside his man, gets the ball across the box. Deacon cuts inside, tries to get it out of his feet, trying to get a shot in is Deacon. Corn is there and comes away with it to the corner area once more to give it another go. Bingham Williams in a tiny bit of space, rolling the ball with his lollipops, gives it a go, gets it to the back post for Wole. It's just headed away from him by the defender at the last moment. They're trying to get the ball back across the box, and the keeper has just had to keep it away from the crossbar, and so close Maidstone. And you see Bingham Williams.
You do feel at this stage whoever gets the next one is probably going to seal the deal in terms of result.
It's back post, it's punched away by Walsh, and if it does go, it will be another corner. Dorking have just about managed to keep that in play. Maidstone managed to win the ball back. Now Maidstone, they're in the box, trying to get it back across. It's looped up, comes to Deacon on the edge of the box, and his shot, he's got underneath it, and it goes over the bar. Maidstone just snatching at their chances now. They know that this is there for the taking. One of the 6 minutes played now, or thereabouts. Proctor with the ball out wide to Bobby Joe Taylor. 4 men on this defensive line of Maidstone from Dorking, and Mewett's been released into weeks of space here that Jerome Bingham Williams is going to have to close down. Gets into the box, squares it onto the edge of the box. There's a man in space on the far side, and his shot is tipped wide by Barden. Heads in hands moment allegories you can think of, and just throwing everything at this Dorking, and it's flicked on by Bingham Williams on the near post to the far post. Fuolo's got to keep his feet, gets his hands up, stays away, and Lawson is out there now, and cross comes in, headed away by Fuolo. Gandor is up top on his own, header's a bit heavy, but Deacon comes away. Corner's gone down, he's holding something, referee's not stopping. It's not a head injury, ball in from Philpott to the far post, 2-2! And they've equalised in the 92nd minute. Corn was down, it wasn't a head injury. Referee. He was holding his ankle, but it's a 92nd minute equaliser for Dorking, and Maidstone has thrown away 2 points here potentially. There will be complaints about Corn being down on the ground, but it was not a head injury. And the goal stands, it has been given. Corn was down. It wasn't a head injury. I don't see why it needed to be stopped. He'll probably complain that a couple of other incidents, a couple of other incidents where the play carried on, who knows, could end up being a winner at some point as well. As Bingham Williams flicks a header on, Deacon comes away with the ball. Frulo and Deacon indecisive, but Deacon fortunately comes back with the ball, but lose the ball once more, and KLF's out of position, and Mewett has the ball, and Dorking could be onto a winner here. It's chipped to the back post, headed away. Fruolo's got to control this, and Mewett's blocked it instead. Fruolo's gone down, Mewett blocked on the line, and Deacon just thunders it into the stand where we are. And goodness me, that could have
This
been
is not
even
looking
worse
good.
for
This
Maidstone.
is really not looking good at all.
Could have been
Maidstone
even
all
worse.
over the place.
For a corner kick, and Dorking will apply a lot more pressure still. I'll make it about 2.5 minutes still left, only 30 on the clock. The ball's in, and it's a goal from the corner, 96th minute. It's Bobby Joe with a second header in 5 minutes, and Maidstone United have thrown this away. 2-1 up in stoppage time, and it's 3-2 Dorking, who moved closer to the playoffs and pushed Maidstone further into misery. It's Dorking 3, Maidstone 2. Everybody is loaded into the Dorking half except Barden, who takes the kick. Corn is hanging deep from his injury. Ball arrives in the area. Jerome Bidden-Williams gets a flick on. It comes out to Lawson on the edge of the box, and the last few seconds are now played out, and Dorking have now finally won. Keeper Walsh giving it the big in, putting the hands to his ears to the away fans. Not sure what he's looking to achieve with that, but Maidstone out on their feet, out for the count.